Hello, this is Manish Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is December 12th, 2010. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the futures market, where we cover everything from metals to commodity futures and so forth. So let's begin. We got a lot to cover. A normal disclaimer, basically, this is for educational use only. All charts are either in Thinkorswim, TradeStation, or freestockcharts.com. Okay, here are our contact details. You can also follow us on Twitter if you like. Okay. So let's go and go straight to our heat map. We've actually redone our heat map. I'm going to pull that up right now. We've redone our heat map now, so what happens is our rating system still goes from -8 to 8, but 8 now represents basically a green light to trade to the bullish side, and a -8 basically means it's a green light to trade to the bearish side. So, for example, if you have a -7, that's not a -8, so -7 means there's something minor that's wrong. And if you look here, across here, this is all the daily time frame settlement values for the full rules, and you can see that's yellow, so that's telling us the Tinkinson has a problem for this instrument. Okay, so that's how we're reading this. Again, D0 is the daily rating for today. D5 is daily rating from 5 days ago. These right here are basically the Ichimoku full rules for the daily time frame. W0 is basically the weekly rating today, and W1 is the weekly rating from a week ago. Okay, so that's how they pan out. Now if we let's scroll down here, remember we're looking for, in the daily time frames, scenarios are 8 or -7 or -8 or -7. Okay, if you look here, basically soy right now, soybeans are doing good. If you look, they're 8, and a weekly time frame they're 7. Okay, so that's basically churning right now. Here's an opportunity here in natural gas. We're going to go look at natural gas. It's at 7 right now. It was 0 last week, so it flipped a lot. So 7. And then if you look at the weekly time frame, it's still not 0 and above, but it's starting to get there. So it could be a counter trend on the weekly and a bullish trend on a daily. So that we'll go definitely look at that. And if you look, all the other markets are basically positive. We'll cover the global markets in our other video, where we do that. But right now, let's just go for commodity futures. Okay, so we're going to start going for a lot of futures as we normally do, but we'll take into note natural gas, and we'll definitely stop there and look at that one because that one has a good rating system on there. Okay, so let's start scrolling down. Let's go look at cocoa futures. If you look at cocoa futures on a weekly time frame, there's nothing going on. It's basically consolidating. Levels that we got to look for are right there at 32.36, and this bottom level here that we've already marked at 27.10. So there's nothing there. Crude oil. Remember, we've always been talking about a 91 target. Well, 90 target. It got to 90 target. Definitely looks like it has a potential of going even higher than that. But it did get to our level of 90.47, bounced off that guy, and now we're looking for another opportunity to go higher. As far as the weekly is concerned, everything still looks very, very ideal in moving forward because it hasn't penetrated the Tinkinson at all. If you look at the daily time frame, daily still looks very, very good. So this is kind of like a little fake top there. However, since it did a fake top, it still hasn't penetrated the Kijun-sen, so we're still happy. Until it penetrates that Kijun-sen, this is not confirmed as a fake top at all. Okay, so we're still thinking that's a minor little setback that it got to the resistance level and the possibility of bouncing off. Cotton. Remember, cotton basically has been trending long for a while. If you'll notice, it pulled back to the Kijun-sen, and now it's resuming its little trend to the upside to retest the highs and possibly go higher. The Chicago is still very strong, so this thing does have a tendency of it can go up there a little more and maybe even break the last high. Okay. Dollar index. If you look at dollar index, we're basically between the Tinkinson Kijun-sen and the Chicago's in the cloud, so we're basically consolidating. There's no opportunity there as far as trends are concerned. Let's look at mini gold. That's what we've always done, so we'll come back to that. Let's go lean hogs. Remember lean hogs here. If you look at lean hogs, they're basically going in the cloud. There's no opportunity there. It's going sideways, and you can see the alerts that we've set up for a breakout of those ranges. Okay. Copper, remember a couple weeks ago, copper's been trending long. Look at copper, still going very, very strong. In fact, it broke out to its higher last resistance, and looks like this thing could still keep on going stronger and keep on going up. We'll have to keep on watching that one, so that's a good one to be in. If you look at heating oil, remember we've been talking about heating oil going up. It's still going on very, very strong. It's got its minor pullbacks along the way where people think it's about to reverse, but this thing's still going strong, and we do believe it's going to come all the way up to here at 2.6368. So just watch for heating oil to get there. It's getting momentum more and more every day. Coffee, if you look at coffee, coffee's going on strong, still bullish, trending. Lumber, if you look at lumber, right now it's in the cloud, but if lumber does break this level here at 288.8, it's going to actually come up here and retest this high at 326. So lumber does have a potential going higher if it breaks that level. Okay, live cattle, if you look at live cattle here, basically we are trending. We've got a little minor pullback that's happened last week, but we are trending to the bullish side for live cattle. Okay, let's scroll down. Let's go look at natural gas here. Here's natural gas on the weekly time frame. Remember, the weekly on the weekly time frame was -4, but it was getting better. So it's basically still consolidating there. But if you look at the daily time frame, now what happens is it looks good to the bullish side. So natural gas definitely looks like it's going up higher, and it's starting to change the weekly. The weekly's just consolidating, so we're not really paying attention to the weekly right now. But if you look at natural gas, definitely looks like the next level it's going to get to is 4.705. It'll probably get there this week. Okay, so look for that. Orange juice, if you look at orange juice, it is bullish, but the thing is, if you look at it on a weekly time frame, it's just slowly moving up. Slowly, just don't like that too much. Palladium, if you look at that, it's still trending on very, very strong. Waiting for pullback for any opportunities in that, but it hasn't even pulled back many majorly yet. Minor pullbacks along the way, but nothing major yet. If you look at platinum, platinum's just going sideways. It tried to broke its resistance level, broke it little, then came back and pretty much held it. So it really hasn't broken it at all. Let's look at gasoline. Gasoline had broken to the top side. Still, gasoline has to break this level 2.40 in order for it to start a bullish trend. We believe from the charts right now it will do that, but it's just a matter of time. Okay, if you look at sugar, sugar basically pulled back. Now it's starting to resume to the top side. It may just come all the way up to here, 31.61, and bounce off that. But it just depends on the momentum right now. But it's trying to retest the high. If it holds here, this will form a head and shoulder pattern that a lot of people look for. Okay. And then if you come down here to silver, if you look at silver, silver's still going on very strong bullish trend. And if you look at gold, gold is now starting to weaken here because it's starting a little miniature consolidations, but it just needs a little push up to keep on going. However, there has not been a major pullback yet for gold, so be careful if you think that this is over due to a little consolidation pattern at the top. It doesn't mean that at all. Let's go look at 30-year Treasury bonds. If you look at 30-year Treasury bonds, basically broken to the downside. We're basically consolidating now as far as the weekly time frame for the bonds are concerned. Okay, let's look at corn. Corn here, you could see that basically we're starting to resume to retest the high. Okay, if we break that high, then we're going to start a trend to the top side. Let's see what else. Let's go look at oats. Oats are starting to resume to the highs, retesting its high right now. Soybean oil is retesting its high right now. Okay. Soybean futures, remember that had an 8 rating. You can see that has an 8 rating because everything's still ideal. So this is still going on very, very strong. And lastly, wheat. If you look at wheat, wheat right now is starting to look like it's starting to pull a bullish trend to go up. I had a big gap the week before, and then it needed a little pullback. So it did a little pullback, not much, but enough to pretty much get the tickets to the point out. But this thing does look like it's going to sit there and retest the highs very soon. That's it for the futures market. Good luck trading, and we'll